Friends, this is a true story about some orphan children who participate in a fishing tournament to save their home. They go through a lot of hardships and risk their lives to win the tournament and save their house. This movie, based on real life, is very inspiring and teaches you how to live. At the beginning of the movie, we see Omar, who runs an orphanage in his own home for homeless children. All the children call him Papa Omar. One day, some children come and tell him that one of the boys, named Mokal, is missing from the house. So Omar goes out to search for him and finds him sleeping by the riverside. Omar brings him back home, and in the morning he meets Moko and tells him that his mother is no longer alive, so now he will have to live there. He gives him a pen and tells him that whenever he faces a problem, he should write it on paper and pin it on the wall so God can hear him. Omar was going out to get some household supplies when he meets a policeman who tells him he has caught a boy stealing a watch, and the boy is not saying anything. Omar goes to talk to him and sees that the policeman has beaten him, which makes him angry. He explains to the boy that if he returns the watch to its owner, he won't have to go to jail. So the boy agrees, and Omar gives him some food and heads toward the city. On the way, he asks the boy to stay at his house, but the boy refuses. Then Omar advises him to live life properly because the boy is arrogant and doesn't listen to him. Meanwhile, we see Wade, a selfish man, selling fish to a client. He shows him the trophy from the fishing tournament which he has won twice in a row. His client demands a big marlin fish so he can show it to his friends and earn their respect. Wade promises to deliver the fish on Monday, but his grandfather suggests he can get it caught by another fisherman. Wade refuses, saying he doesn't do dishonest work, and angrily leaves. Omar meets Wade and returns the stolen watch to him. Wade is angry with the child, but Omar asks him to forgive the boy, which Wade refuses, and sails away in his boat. Meanwhile, the news reports that a huge storm is approaching. While everyone is eating, Omar comes and tells them to put sandbags to protect the house. The storm is so strong that by morning, the house is filled with water. Everyone cleans the house, and Omar gets a call from the bank that disturbs him. To drain the water, he goes to get a pump from the electricity office. Here, we learn that many international teams have dropped out of the tournament due to the storm, so the entry fee is waived for local fishermen. Omar asks for a pump and explains that he owes the bank $100,000. If he doesn't repay within a month, the bank will evict them and the children will end up on the street. Omar tells the kids to talk to the bank people to get more time. Wade arrives and registers himself for the tournament, but the official tells him that since he's American, he must pay the entry fee. Wade says he has no money and informs everyone that he has won the tournament twice. But because of the rules, the official refuses to let him in. Wade is told he can enter with a local fisherman to waive the fee. So he agrees and registers Omar's name, forcing Wade to partner with him. Wade then goes to Omar and asks him to bring 3 children to the boat. Meanwhile, we see that Omar's adopted daughter has been approved to join them. Omar tells his wife that Wade can't win the tournament anymore because he is old and doesn't know how to fish. His wife says they have no other option as they must repay the bank loan and repair the house. They then set off for the tournament while Omar's wife and the other children watch it on TV. Omar sees Moko, the boy who came with the intention of stealing, and registers him for the tournament too, though Moko refuses. They all reach Wade's boat, which is in poor condition. Another man named Sharo is on the boat and handles its repairs. The boy who came to steal agrees to go on Omar's boat to avoid trouble, but Wade refuses to take him. Omar says he is with him, so Wade reluctantly agrees. They set out and we see many boats participating in the tournament. Wade's boat breaks down shortly after departure, and the other fishermen go ahead.
The kids don't get along and start fighting. Wade realizes he doesn't like them, but only wants to win. Omar suggests giving Moko the responsibility to reel in the fish so he can learn accountability and build some hope in his heart. Wade thinks they cannot win as he's grown old and tells the children that they will catch a fish in 3 days, boosting their morale. But Omar feels disheartened and talks to Wade again. Wade tells him he's a winner and can't teach children how to lose like Omar does. Later, due to the heat, the children fall sick, but Moko is fine. Omar talks to him about his parents, but Moko doesn't know anything. Then Moko asks Omar about his parents. Omar, also an orphan, never knew his mother. His father died when Omar was 8 while they were fishing. Neither of them knew how to fish, and his father drowned in an accident. Since then, Omar has stayed away from the sea and fishing. Later, everyone eats together and the kids ask Wade about his fishing experience. He tells them how a blue marlin's beak once pierced his leg. Hearing this, all the kids share memories of items their parents had given them. This moves Wade because earlier he had thought they were nameless orphans. Just then, they catch a fish and the kids are thrilled. Moko pulls hard to bring it in, but it slips away. That ends their first day. It is announced in the tournament that another team has caught a 165 kg blue marlin and taken the first position. They all return home and ask Moko to come along, but he refuses. On the way, a boy named Vicky asks about the bank. All the children now know that the house will be auctioned due to debt. Omar promises the boy that he won't let anything happen and that no child will end up on the street again because of debt. When they reach home, they find a man named Hector waiting. Omar is happy to see him as he is an old friend. They go to a bar and reminisce about old times. Omar asks why Hector came. Hector says that if Omar works with him again like before, he'll earn enough to repay the debt. Earlier they had an address business together, but now Omar refuses to return to it. The next day is the second day of the tournament. Wade slowly starts liking the orphan kids. Today, it's Vicky's turn to fish. Everyone laughs because he is the weakest among them. But Wade says he has trained kids even younger. Vicky says,
"Was that your son?" To which Wade replies, "Yes," and then tells everyone that his wife and son left him because he wanted to achieve something big. He wanted to become a fishing champion. So he chose fishing over his family because he didn't want to make excuses when it came to his dream. Hearing this, a boy says, "You left your family for fishing? Then we are luckier than your son, because our dads either did wrong things and went to jail or died, but they never left us." This upsets Wade. After a while, a fish gets hooked on their line. It's actually a blue marlin. According to the rules, Vicky sits in the chair to pull in the fish. Meanwhile, Moko and Beko start fighting and fall into the water. Other than Wade, no one on the boat knows how to swim. So he jumps in, leaving Vicky alone. Wade rescues both kids, but in the process, the fish escapes. Since Vicky was too young and not a professional, the line broke and the fish got away. Wade gets angry and yells at everyone. Thus, the second day ends, and they return home. As always, Omar invites Moko to the house. This time, Moko agrees, and they all go home. There, Omar's wife tells him that Vish called. He talked to the bank people, but they didn't agree. Also, some people came today to look at the property. Hearing this, Omar is heartbroken. Meanwhile, TV draws another picture and asks Omar to hang it on the door. This time, he has wished for Wade to catch a fish and win. At night, Omar takes dinner to Wade, who is sitting quietly and missing his family. Omar asks him when was the last time he met them. Wade replies, October 4th, 2009. Omar asks if he ever tried to meet them again. Wade says that when he first won a trophy, his son saw him as a superhero. Then he kept drifting further away. After a long time, he finally got the chance to win another trophy. Maybe this time his family would come back. Omar tells him, kids don't need a trophy-winning father. They need someone who stands by them. In the conversation, Omar accidentally tells Wade about the bank situation, but Wade already knew it. He says, now we have no chance of winning. Omar tries to comfort him by showing a painting made by TV. That night, Wade goes to Omar's house and shows him a blue marlin fish. He had bought it from a fisherman, and talks about cheating in the next day's tournament. The fish weighs 120 kilograms. He says it could at least get them third place, but Omar refuses. Wade then confesses that this wouldn't be his first time cheating. He also cheated during his second win. He says if he doesn't cheat now, the bank will take Omar's house and the kids will be on the street. Omar is forced to agree.
Moko overhears their conversation. The next day, the final round of the tournament begins. As planned, they take the fish from the fisherman and hide it under the boat. When the tournament starts, their boat breaks down again. The visiting tournament mechanic helps them get it running again, and they narrowly avoid being disqualified. The kids don't know about the cheating, so the boat assistant Charo takes them to the front, while Omar and Wade hook and release the fish into the water. Wade goes to get the fishing rod. Omar reaches into his pocket and pricks himself on the pen he had given to TV, the so-called magical pen. This makes him realize he can't cheat and set a bad example for the kids. He changes his mind and throws the fish back into the sea. Wade becomes furious. Moko also arrives, knowing what they were planning. Seeing the fish released, Wade walks away in despair. Now they wait, hoping a real fish will bite. After some time, Wade tells the truth to the kids and urges them to follow the right path. The kids realize they won't be able to save the house. Vicky says, "But you promised me, what about that?" Omar doesn't have an answer, and everyone is hurt and disappointed. The kids are upset with Omar. Just then, there's a tug on the line. A fish has been hooked. Everyone becomes excited. Omar, according to the rules, has to pull the line. Wade and the kids come to support him and encourage him. It's a huge blue marlin that no one can pull alone. Charo also messages the tournament officials that they've caught a big fish, and soon the news spreads everywhere. People start praying for Team Kasahogar. Omar has been pulling the fish for 40 minutes and is exhausted. He is about to give up when Wade tells him to think of the kids and lets Moko help too. Moko, for the first time, calls Omar Papa Omar. Omar remembers his childhood, all the struggles after losing his dad, and with all his strength pulls the fish onto the boat. It's a massive blue marlin. Everyone is overjoyed. Soon after, it's announced that Team Kasahogar has caught a 174-kilogram fish and won the tournament. Wade tells Omar that now he will go back to his family. Omar says, "Yes, there's no doubt. Now you're truly a two-time winner." The movie ends here, and real pictures of the actual people are shown.